Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Choma of Choma Stitches, and today we're going to be making this beautiful Bubu gown. So let's get straight into the cutting. And so the neckline we are working with is 3 inches, and the full length of this gown is going to be 60 inches, but I have marked out 61 inches so that I can use 1 inch to hem it. Alright, so to cut out the neckline, I am going to be marking out the 3 inches for the width, and then for the depth of the back piece, I am going to be marking out 1 inch, and I'm using my free hand to connect it like so. And then for the front neckline, I am going to come down by 10 inches. Okay, I'm going to mark my 10 inches, and from that 10 inches I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Okay, I mark out your 1 inch, and then I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect that 1 inch all the way to the neckline like so. And now after marking out the neckline, I'm going to be coming down by 1.5 inch or 1 inch, whatever you want, for the shoulder slanting. Okay, and I'm going to use my straight ruler to connect this 1 inch all the way to this 3 inches neckline. And then from the slanting, I'm going to come down by 10 inches for the sleeve opening. Okay, and you can go in by 2 inches to curve your sleeve. And then I will have to measure from the shoulder line all the way to my hip area, and I'm going to be marking out my hip area. So the measurement for the hip I'm working with is 42 inches, and 42 divided by 4 is 10.5 inches. Okay, so since I have 10.5 inches, I'm going to be adding like 5 inches to it for the boo effect. And then from the 10 inches, I'm going to come in by 2 inches and then curve it to meet the hip line. And from that hip line, I'm going to mark it all the way down. I'll measure what I have, and I'm going to transfer it to the down part, and I have 16 inches here. So I'm going to move the 16 inches all the way to the down part of the hem of the dress, and I'm going to connect it using my straight ruler. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut out the pattern now that we're done drafting on the fabric. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the pattern on the parts I was supposed to cut them together, and then cut out the back neckline. Now I'm going to take out the back piece so that I can cut out the neckline for the front piece. After cutting out the neckline for the front like so, I'm opening it up so that I can place the back piece on top of the front piece so we can join the shoulder lines. Very important. So I'm going to go ahead and join the shoulder lines. And so I have joined the shoulder lines, and I've also gone ahead to iron the shoulder lines. Ironed it very neatly so it's laying flat. And next thing I'm going to do is measure the neckline circumference. Okay, the opening I have of the neckline, measure it from one side to the other so you can cut out the strip we're going to be using to sew the neckline. And so this is what I have. So my measurement, I got 19 inches when I measured it, and the rope that I've cut out is 21 inches, so it's going to be enough to go around. So now I'm going to turn the rope into the to face the right side, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it in half to get the middle of the rope. So I pinned the middle of the rope, and I'm also going to go ahead and measure the back piece, the neckline of the back piece, and find the middle as well, and I'm going to mark it down so I can now match the center of the rope to the center of the back piece, and I'll go ahead and pin it all around all the way to the center of the front. Now I'm going to take it to my machine and sew from one end to the other, and then take out the pins. And so I'm going to start from the middle of the back piece, and I'm going to sew all the way towards the front, and then I'll turn the fabric and sew the other way around as well. So we're done sewing the neckline, and now I'm going to go ahead and conceal this part. As you can see from this opening, I sewed beyond the part where the opening of the front stops. Okay, so what I did is I went beyond by half an inch. So I'm going to be using my scissors to cut a slanted line to meet the half an inch that I extended my sewing to. Okay, make the cut very close, don't go beyond the half an inch. I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. So just cut it closely to meet the half an inch you have made on this other side. Okay, this is so that we can conceal the front neckline properly. So you make a cut very close to the half an inch that you sewed beyond. So if you sewed beyond half an inch, say 1 inch, you're also going to cut it to go and meet it there. So the point is you cut it open to meet exactly where it stops. And now I'm going to be turning the Duchess fabric inside out, folding it in the way you would do a welt pocket. If you know how to sew a welt pocket, this is how you achieve it. So I'm going to gently turn it inside out and overlapping the Duchess on each other. Okay, one of them is going to stay in down first while the other is going to come on top of it. And then I'm going to be using my pins to hold it down with a piece of Ankara. So when you pin this down, it will help to keep it in place for when you want to sew it. Okay, and this is going to help to give you a neatly finished edge. If you do this right, it will come out looking very clean. But if you make any mistake, do well to redo it. There is nothing wrong with making a mistake. When you make a mistake, you understand that you made a mistake. You can loosen it and try it again. And so now I'm going to gently sew from one end of the place I cut open, sewing the Ankara together with the Duchess. I'm going to sew from one end of that opening where I cut the Ankara to the other end gently. Okay, you're going to make a nice stitch there to fasten it together. So this don't rush this part, make it sew it gently so you don't make a mistake. And when you are done, you will see how clean the front of the dress is going to look with this concealing. So if you know how to sew a welt pocket, this is exactly how you achieve a welt pocket. And so after sewing it, look at how clean this place looks. Let me turn it inside out. Here, look at how clean it looks. And so see how the neckline is now looking so clean. And please don't forget that you're going to do overlocking stitch on this part. Okay, you have to overlock it to keep it clean, and after overlocking you can decide to top stitch it as well, and top stitch on the Ankara, top stitch it towards the Ankara part. Okay, I think that will also make it look even neater. So but if not, even if you're not going to top stitch it, do well to use the overlocking machine to overlock all the rough part of the neckline. So next we are going to be concealing the sleeve. Okay, I'm going to be attaching part of the Duchess fabric on the sleeve the way I cut it out for the neckline. I'm going to cut out a long strip of it as well and attach it to the sleeve. For the hands, okay, you can choose to leave the sleeve however you want. If you want the sleeve to be longer than expected, you can add extra, but the reason I'm adding this one is not because I want to extend the sleeve, really is because I want the design to also be this particular color of fabric to be on the sleeve. So I just cut out this long strip that is about 4.5 inches in the width, and the length is about 21 inches, and I've measured the length of this, okay, what I need here, and it's about 19 inches. So this is going to go perfectly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and sew it. I place it right side to right side. And also because of the border line of this, okay, so I'm going to have to conceal it completely. And so for that, I'm going to move this one away from the end so that when I still sew with half of an inch, I can accommodate all the border lines. This is totally optional. Okay, so like this, you've concealed most of the border line. Okay, all right, so now to conceal this completely, I'm going to fold in here like so, and I'm going to top stitch it on the right side. So this is it. So when you iron it, it's going to look even cleaner. So I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other sleeve. And so this is the neckline after ironing. Look at how clean it looks. I've also gone ahead to iron the sleeve as well. The sleeve came out really clean. And this is the hem of the dress. I have also gone ahead to hem it. Okay, next we're going to be doing is attaching a pocket to this beautiful gown. And so before I forget, guys, if at this point you have not subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, also share it so that this community can grow. And I also like to welcome all the new subscribers. You guys are welcome to the family, and I know you're going to improve your tailoring through this channel. And for the old subscribers, you guys know how we do it. Thank you guys for sticking with me. So let's cut out the pocket for this dress. And so I'm going to use these leftover fabrics to do the pocket. So to get the pocket, I like to use my hand as a sketch, as a guide to get the pocket I want. So I'm going to place my hand like so and just follow it and just draw it like this. So this pocket is wide enough. So if I am cutting this out now, like so, so I can just place this here to get the other part of the pocket. Okay, so right now I have the pocket. So what I'm going to do is to attach this pocket. You're going to come down by from the shoulder line to around your waistline. You can put yours at 18 inches or 20 inches, wherever, depending on how tall you are, so that your hand will just enter and to be comfortable. Okay, so for this person, I'm going to be using, say, 18 inches, so which is around here. So I'm going to mark 18 inches, and I'm going to take one of the pockets and I'll place it like so, exactly here, and I'm going to pin it. So I'm going to go ahead and sew it for both the front part and the back part and iron it, and then we'll complete it. I've sewn the pocket and ironed it. Now you have to sew the pocket, iron it before you join it together, because if you join it together and then start ironing the pocket, it may not come out neatly like this, okay? Or it becomes even more difficult to iron it, okay? And I've also gone ahead to hem the edges. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and sew the sides. I'm going to start from here, sew this way, enter the pocket side, sew it, and then run it all the way down on both sides. And then I'm going to try it on and show how it looks. And so guys, we've come to the end of the class, and this is the finished work. Let me know in the comment section if you like the outcome, and if you're going to try yours, we'd like to see it in our Facebook group at Creative Tailoring and Styling. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and do well to share this video so that this community can grow. Also, don't forget to like this video as well. See you in my next tutorial, guys. Bye bye.